Good evening, folks. It's me, Jerry Farnham again, author of Reddit at Night, coming to you for another video author talk. Before I get started, we're going to talk. Big thank you to Booth Bay Memorial Library and Brady's for having me 2 weekends ago. Great author talks there. Good crowd at the library, a lot of good questions, great staff helped me out. Brady's, I ate lunch there, great food. I had a brownie the size of my head. It was awesome. Thank you guys for all your help. I promise I'll get through these with saying every 2 seconds. So tomorrow, to help push this book to the next level, we're going to a self-publishing seminar. It's called Self-Publishing 101, put on by the Maine Writers and Publishers Association Alliance. Hoping to get some pointers on how to get this thing to the next level, national level. Just doing what I can to push this book as far as I can. And thank you for all of you buying the book and supporting me. It's been great. All I ask is you continue your support, like, share, talk, tell people about the book, tell people about me, share this channel. That's all I can ask, and it would be great. So, moving on. Tonight's author talk, I'll be having my usual Glenfiddich Scotch, number 12. This is my drink of choice. And we'll be discussing the characters of the book, character development, and just for fun, I'm going to discuss who I would want to play them when this goes to movie. Obviously, authors usually don't get casting choices, but if I did, I'll go over my choices. So we'll start right off with probably the most difficult character to write was Melissa. Those who've come to my author talks probably heard this spiel before. She was difficult because her character changes so much from beginning to the end. She comes in very naive. She's about the blue collar world and I hate to say it, the normal people world. And she learns a lot about life. She learns a lot from Russell, and just her character changes. I think she becomes stronger as the book goes on, more resilient. So the other difficulties is obviously she is a 30-year-old-ish female. I am a 44-year-old male. She is a Hollywood actress with all kinds of money. I'm very blue collar. So I had to really get into a different headspace with her, and just what would Melissa do? What's plausible? Because her character changes. Would a Hollywood actress go Stern Man? Then I had to ask, why wouldn't she? So it was fun. The challenge made it fun. Is to second guess myself, so to speak, and to question: is this something she would do? Is this something the reader's going to believe? And I think her character is very believable, and she's definitely she was a fun character to write, and I hope she's a fun character to read. The next character is Jack Finn. Jack Finn gave me the opportunity to be on a lobster boat again, and live kind of like that life again. I never went as far as having my 12-foot skiff. I always daydreamed about having a 38 young brothers. So it was give me a chance to kind of do that role. Many of my friends I grew up with still go lobstering today. And Jack Finn was a great way to honor all of them. So that was fun. Jack's got a lot of guilt. And I won't get into why. I don't want to spoil the story. But he's got some issues. And he had to resolve them. So part of his character had to grow as well as Melissa's did. So it was neat to do that. Moving on to Anne. Anne Finn is the quintessential Maine woman. She can cook a Thanksgiving dinner uh, without cracking a book. She plant a rock in a rose garden and it will grow a rose bush. She's just that very earthy Maine woman that just has instinct and motherhood, womanhood built right into her. The wisdom from carried down from her great grandmother to her grandmother to her. And I'm sure anybody can look back at their family or people they know and say, "Yup, there's an Anne Finn." She was fun to write, and I drew a lot of from people I knew growing up. My mother-in-law, Deb Prouty, stuff like people like that. So it was really great to bring her up and have her as a character. And without further ado, probably the most favorite character in the book, which is kind of odd to have not the main character be the favorite, but you gotta love Russell Finn. He's comical, he's witty, he's wise, he's loving, he's just a fun guy. I still get, when I read through the book, doing edits or whatnot, I still get a chuckle. I'll laugh out loud at some of the things he says. And I get, I like the things he does. Teaching Melissa about life, about lobstering. It's so many parallels between life and lobstering that he brings to the show, or brings to the book. I really enjoyed writing him. And almost everybody I ask, who's your favorite character? It's Russell. So other minor characters in the book, everyone always thinks I am Jack Finn, and I'm not. My character is Michael Williams, and his family is kind of like my family. Michael is my more, I don't want to say, I say this out of the orthodox, my jerk side. He's not my nice side. Very ignorant in sorts, and I'm not always that way, but I can see it sometimes. So that's me in the book when people ask. And Abigail's my wife, and Lizzie and Josh are my two kids. It was fun to write them as being older and growing up similar to how I grew up. So that's the main characters, and then some of the supporting characters. I don't want to spoil the book, so we'll go further with the characters there. But as far as the people I would like to have played them, we'll start back at the top with Melissa. Scarlett Johansson was who I had in mind the whole time I was writing the book, for several reasons. She's got great acting chops. I mean, look at her range and what she's done. And what movie really keyed it for me was We Bought a Zoo. I mean, watching her in that movie, that was who I was thinking of. And the other thing about Scarlett Johansson is she can sing. As I was doing a little homework for this, I actually found out she has albums out. And she did the voices for Kaa on the Jungle Book, and she did the voice for Ash on Sing. And if you've watched those movies, especially Sing, it's just phenomenal. So I think she would be the best Melissa. For Jack Finn, pardon me. Jack Finn, I would choose Ryan Gosling. I like his stage presence, and a lot like Scarlett Johansson, he has a good range. I haven't watched Notebook, but I've watched clips of him in Notebook, and I like what he does. I think he'd play a great a great Jack Finn. Moving on to Anne Finn. That's got to be Bridget Moynihan. I've watched Bridget a lot on the TV show Blue Bloods, and Bridget's character, Erin Regan, on that show has a very tough exterior. She's very strong. She's very independent. But once you get to know Aaron Reagan, much like how Melissa got to know Anne Finn, there's a warmer, caring person inside. And that's, I think, Bridget Moynahan could really pull it off. I think she's got great acting experience, and I've seen clips of her on and off stage, and she's just a genuinely good person. So that would be my choice to play her part, or Anne's part. And for Russell Finn, it's got to be RDJ, Robert Downey Jr. I mean, not just because the Marvel, but any character he's played, he's done a great job. And he's got, again, like there are others, he's got great range. And when you see him, like, doing talk shows and stuff, he's just as quick-witted. And that's, when I saw some reels of him on a talk show or something, some of the things he did just looked Russell to me. So I would really like to see him pull, or him be Russell Finn if I had a choice. Having these characters in mind was kind of key to the character development, because I was kind of picturing them as I wrote the book. And the other thing I think helped, or helps with character development, is picture them as real people, talking about them as real people, introducing them as real people, and picture them in their head and how they're standing and stuff like that. That really helps sell the character. And people ask, when I talk about the book to people, I refer them like they're real people. So I think that helps for all of you out there considering writing a book. That would be my advice for that. So that wraps up the author talk portion of this. I wanted to keep these quick, so I hope this is good. Please, like I said, like, share. I just posted last week the first few pages of the sci-fi I'm working on. Excuse me. And go to my website, read that, www.jerryfarnham.com. Has all my events, everything that I got coming up. There's also my contact, to contact me is on there. And there's the Buy Russell a Scotch portion on there. And that's just to help with printing costs, travel costs, website costs, all those costs. This is not a lucrative project, and I knew that going into it. Someday it will turn a corner, and hopefully I can retire. But in the meantime, any bit of help I can get, I'm not going to turn it away. I appreciate it. I'm working on doing research into grants right now. It's a hard subject, and a lot of legwork, all to find out you don't qualify. But we're looking into it. Still editing the second book, or rewriting the second book, adding to it. The sci-fi is on the back burner. I still tinker with it here and there. At one of my other talks, I mentioned how I want to push the first book to the national level, and really do as much as I can by that book as possible. And that I've got an editor that's helping me go through the first book again and just pick up any other little things that a professional reader or industry professionals would see, and again, just push it up and keep going. And I thank you all for your support. I hope you guys have a great weekend. From my understanding, it's going to be warm. Here's to you. Don't forget, www.jerryfarnham.com. Thank you. Good evening.